Thank you to Rocket Money for sponsoring this episode.
I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero till the morning light.
It's your time.
Oh my God. I thought the opening was going to be, that's not mine. I fucking love that line so much. I love it so much. It's such good delivery. Anyway, please.
We're talking about Shrek 2.
Wow.
Rainie sent because actually, here, let's start here. Shrek 5 is coming.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
coming.
Oh my God.
In 2 years?
Yeah, I mean, animated movies take a long time.
I want to buy
Will we
tickets.
still be doing this podcast when Shrek 5 comes out, making predictions?
If not, we'll do a very special episode.
Bring the band back together for one more.
You better believe.
Yeah.
It's huge, man. Rainie texted and said, hey, do you guys want to do Shrek 2? And Garrick said,
I have it memorized.
Wow.
Kelsey invited Maggie and I to see Shrek 2.
I also invited
Sinestria.
Garrick for the record.
Yes.
And-
I wasn't going to bring that part up.
I did not decide how many tickets we got. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
And when it came down to who's going,
Yeah.
Maggie held a knife to my throat and she said, I was the one who wanted to do this. And I also like how you really scared me for half a second because that was the first time Garrick didn't text me back in our group chat. And I thought like you were actually mad at me.
No. Oh God, no.
But you like didn't, and I was like, oh fuck,
No.
I got
He's
it.
like, it's cool. I watched it 2 days ago.
I watch it so much. I watch it so often. This was I saw Shrek 2 on a cruise. For the first time. I saw it for the first time on a cruise because the movie was coming out. Loved the first one, like truly adored it. And then the second one was out, but we were on this vacation with like obviously stuck at sea with the worst people. And me and my sister went to go see this movie because we were just like, we need to see Shrek 2. And we went separately. She was off on the boat doing something else. I was off on the boat doing something else. I was like, personally with myself, I have to see this movie. And so I just walked over, saw it by myself, sat and like had a ball, had a good time, came out, locked eyes with my sister immediately, and we're like, that's not mine. So like, yeah, that's why that line.
What line
When
is
he
that?
with
the underwear.
with the catnip.
Oh,
when Puss in
It's
Boots
so
get caught with
good.
the catnip.
I also didn't know because you didn't do the little Puss in Boots accent because you're
Yes.
trying to be
Ooh,
respectful.
Be respectful.
not
Yeah.
you can be sexy with it.
Yeah. It's so
Yeah.
good. Yeah, the cop scene and
Yeah.
they just
It's catnip.
That's not mine.
That's not my.
So good. And by the way, thank fucking God you're here, and you've really changed your tune in a way that I love, and I'm happy.
Oh.
Because we did Shrek 1.
Oh.
Garrick wasn't here.
I was upset.
Zach Noe Towers, our beloved,
Yeah.
came to fill in.
Double Zach.
And I was beating my chest, pounding the drum,
Yeah.
defending Shrek
Yeah.
as a great film. And Kelsey, you were kind of giving me
Oh
some
no,
shit.
you're like a little
I
lukewarm
don't
on it.
remember.
You don't remember?
I'm not gonna lie. Can I?
Do you not recall that I said that Shrek changed cinema forever?
No,
Oh.
I definitely. You
And
say shit like that all the time.
I would love
though.
to. I would love to hear how. I
You
know
should
that
listen
it
to the
has.
episode. It's good. I probably killed it.
Oh God, fuck.
Can I tell you a surprise, Zachary?
Yeah.
So we went to Sinespia to go watch this movie.
You and I, we saw it at the Hollywood Forever Cemetery.
on a big screen.
Yeah.
Fireworks, lots of costumes. What if I told you this was the first time I've ever seen
I'm
Shrek 2?
gonna
What?
punch you in the leg.
What?
I'm gonna punch you in the leg.
You saw that with me and kept that a secret?
Bro, it was as the movie kept going that I was like,
I don't
I've
think
never
I've
seen
seen
this
this one.
fucking movie.
Damn.
People are laughing. I'm laughing way fucking harder than everybody
Yeah.
else at certain lines.
Yeah.
I'm going, and then I'm going, no, this is the one where they go, shine your shoes, wipe your
No, that's the
face. And
first
he goes,
one.
that's the first one. And I'm like,
Oh no.
and then I realized I have for sure never seen this movie once I was introduced to the fairy godmother.
That's
oh,
crazy.
fuck.
And let me tell you, Zachary, I fucking loved it.
Yeah, of course you did. It's one of the best.
Whatever I said about Shrek 1, I take back, sure, because if it paved the way for this.
It is
I loved it.
It is applauded as one of the best sequels of all time.
Agreed.
The sequel. It is like, in my
It
mind,
is-
the sequel.
Yeah. It's like
It's that bitch.
It's Spider-Man 2, Toy Story 2, Shrek 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
Godfather
It's
2.
Godfather 2 as well. Yeah, sure. Godfather for you
Isn't there a
fucking
Star Wars that had the
cinema
second
freaks.
one?
Yeah,
Godfather
Empire.
2.
Yeah, you're right.
There you go.
Return
Yeah,
of the Empire. That's not what it's
Yeah,
called.
there's a Star Wars that's up there. But yeah, this movie like changed my life, changed my view on comedies, my view on storytelling, my views on like even story turns, because the way that it kept on changing per act, it was it's busy. It's busy, and it handles it in a way that is so spectacular.
Yeah.
It handles everything in a way that's so spectacular. I don't think there, prior to Shrek 2, I don't think there has been a sequel that I loved to this degree.
No, I can't think
So
of
where
one.
like this is like a full on double down
Yeah.
on what built your franchise, where it's just like, okay, so if Shrek 1 is like, you know, I'm a fairy tale creature, I'm gonna follow the ogre in a fairy tale land and like poke fun at all the fairy tales. And then they're just like, okay, well, what if on the second one we get more fairy tales? And then, which is what you would expect, and then like knock that shit out of the fucking park. It's insane. Yeah. It's insane how beautiful and well done it is.
Such a sharp comedy.
Yes.
Yeah.
In a way.
So
it's sharp.
fucking funny.
It's extremely sharp. Sorry.
And you know what? I have just heard so much about the plot. I have seen so many memes. I think I've seen so many jokes, like so many donkey bits. I had seen Puss in Boots, the new one. Like I'd been filled with so much Shrek in my life. I had thought I'd seen this. And it was for sure the moment when Shrek also became a human that I was like, I've never seen this man in my life.
Yeah. It is.
Wow. It's crazy that you didn't know that Zac Efron looks like human Shrek right now.
Can't see it.
I'm going to tell you who human Shrek is.
Yeah.
It's Matt McClane.
It's Matt McClane. You said that at Sinestia, and I can't unsee it.
If you want to listen to this episode early, ad-free, we got a new Patreon. I got it. I'm a professional. We have a new Patreon for all of our podcasts.
Yeah.
Guilty Pleasures, Drive-By. You can sit with us. It's all there together. Hey, you can listen with us. Also, there is a integration where you can get this early onto your Spotify.
Wow.
That's fancy.
Pretty freaking fancy.
Good job, Patreon.
So go on, check it out. We're over there. We out here.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to give you the synopsis. Shrek 2 follows everyone's favorite ogre. He's back. He and Fiona, they're in ogre form. They're celebrating their honeymoon. But, it's time to meet the parents, the
Charlie
in-laws.
Problems really has influenced you.
Charlie Problems. I know. I'm stuck. I can't. It's time to meet the in-laws, and they don't like that he's a big green man.
Whoops.
Meanwhile, you have the fairy godmother who has something over Daddy Fiona. Not Fiona, Fiona's dad. I don't know what his name is.
Yeah.
King something.
Howard.
Great. Sure,
Right.
Howard. Let's go with Howard. I like that name.
I like that.
Howard is he's Howardy.
Yeah.
And
Giving Howard.
the fairy godmother, she wants her son, Prince Charming, to be the one to marry Fiona so that he can rule the kingdom.
Duh.
Well, what follows is a bunch of blah, 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 misconceptions and hijinks because Shrek he thinks that Fiona wants him to change. She thinks that he wants him to be hot, so he drinks a little potion. Shrek becomes Hot Shrek. Matt McClane. Donkey becomes a stallion, baby.
Yeah, oh my
Stallion,
God.
baby.
And Fiona, well, she may fall in love with the wrong guy. This is Shrek 2. Also, Puss in Boots is here.
Yeah, Puss in Boots. The intro of our king.
This is the intro.
This is the intro of Puss in Boots.
When I tell you,
pray for mercy from Puss
in Boots.
So good.
When I tell you that man had a chokehold on us.
Yeah.
Oh,
The whole thing, like, okay, we just need to get this out of the way. We said in the first episode, Shrek has become a meme because, like with any franchise, they made too many of them. They got worse and worse. It then did a spin-off. The first Puss in Boots was bad. Shrek has its own lore with a bunch of weird memes, and it just, we forget that these were really fucking great movies.
Really fucking good.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And Puss in Boots especially was a character the second that motherfucker came on screen.
Oh, God.
Motherfucker, the second that man, that feline
Yeah.
entered the trailer.
Yeah.
had hit a poster.
Yeah.
I remember him being on the poster.
We went,
Yeah.
okay, well, that's obviously
That's
the best
cute.
character
Make
of all
it
time.
Print it. Send it.
I was
printing money.
Yeah.
When we watched it, Puss in Boots does his little move where he does his little, I was going to call it puppy eyes, but it's kitten eyes. He does his doe-eyed look. I literally went, ah! And yeeted my body onto Maggie.
Yeah.
I was so overwhelmed with cuteness that I made a vocal sound.
Yeah.
Shot up
levitated.
like a noodle.
Yeah.
And landed into her lap and hid my face because it was so cute. I couldn't handle it.
Watching this too with like a crowd of people that are obsessed.
My God.
I mean, people were dressed as the 3 blind mice, the dragon. They were dressed as onions. Like people, like the Cinespia staff, like painted their skin green to like look.
I love it.
It was such an experience to watch it with people that knew what was coming, and it made the experience so much better.
Shout out to the guy next to me who, before the movie, loudly said to his friend, "This is the most shrooms I've ever been on in my life. I'm going to freak out." And he had a great time.
Of course he had a great time.
Yeah.
He's watching the best sequel of all time.
There was one
They
point,
looked like TikTokers, didn't they?
big time. Big TikTok energy.
Yeah.
And towards the end of the movie, Shrek, like, I think turns back into Shrek or whatever and, like, has some line where he, like, tells the fairy godmother what's what.
Yeah.
And this little kid is in the crowd and is like, "Yeah, you tell him, Shrek." And the guy on shrooms goes, "Period."
Yes, I remember that.
Period.
I love that.
I remember that moment specifically being like, the fuck? Who's over there?
I love
Also,
it.
funny side note, Cinespia posted on their Instagram story, "I have kept the identity of my current boyfriend secret for almost a year now." They blasted it. They blasted a picture.
I thought about that when they took our photo. I'm like, oh, this is a big group photo and
They've
he's in
never
it.
posted it before. They've never posted it on their Instagram. I just thought that was so funny. But it's gone now, so by the time you hear this, you'll never have seen it.
Oh, you told him taken down?
No, it just
It was a
disappeared after
story.
24 hours.
Oh, it was a story. Oh,
But
nice.
I was nervous.
Doxed and undoxed.
Doxed and undoxed.
Hot Shrek is such an exciting
Oh,
moment
Yeah,
in
love it.
cinema.
Love
why
it.
do I know people like multiple dads that look
But
like that?
yeah, of course you do. And then you have the Inside Out dad, who was also like a skinnier, handsome Shrek. But this means canonically that Shrek is a hot ogre.
Yes.
And Fiona, of course, is a hot ogre.
Right,
But
because both of them are hot as
both
humans.
of them are hot as humans. So that means that as it transfers over to the, they're hot as ogres. So like if you saw him in a bunch of ogres, he'd be an attractive one.
You know what? Because, think about all the signs they put up of ogres in Shrek's world. They're
scary.
horrific looking. His teeth and their eyes. Maybe he is just like an exquisitely good looking
And
ogre.
Yeah, and he loves like things being gross and disgusting and all that stuff. So maybe like the worse you look, the better or
it's
whatever.
when like
But,
the white trash guy
anyway.
gets a haircut and you're like, is it?
Yeah,
no, he's
Yeah.
still racist.
Have
I
you
can't.
No, it is very funny to watch the before and after stuff on TikTok of before a black wife, after a black wife.
Oh my God.
It's truly my favorite thing. It's
so funny.
Just a ton of like, normal
just
white guys, regular white guys get a black girlfriend and they just
start
become
dressing
so fucking drippy.
impeccably.
It's so good. They grow their beard out and they learn what a
Oiled.
fade is, and it's so funny.
Oh, God,
oh
it's
my
good.
God, I love it. Anyway.
Shrek with a fade would do
he'd do numbers.
crazy
He
things.
did
to
have
me.
hair, huh? He was
No.
bald
As
as an
Shrek.
ogre.
As Hot Shrek, he did have hair.
But Fiona has hair as an ogre and as a human.
Yeah, because also the potion was just to turn human, was it not? Or was it to turn handsome? I'm not sure if there was a distinction there.
I don't remember actually.
I thought it was true love.
Right, it was a true love. You're right. It is a love potion.
Yeah.
To take true love's form, right? Or something like that? Or was
Oh. Why do
That
none of
might- no,
us
that was
know
the end of the first
know
one,
this?
sorry.
But none of it matters because he turns into Hot Shrek. That's all we give a shit about.
Yeah.
Everyone was
Shrek,
like,
Shrek is a hot ogre.
what's he
I'm
gonna
stand
look
by
like?
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I was pleasantly surprised.
loved it.
Some subscriptions are great, but some subscriptions you forget that you have. How much do you think you are currently paying in subscriptions every single month? The answer is probably more than you think. Over 74% of people have subscriptions that they've forgotten about. I was spending over $100 a month that I just did not need to be. And thanks to Rocket Money, I'm no longer wasting money on the ones I forgot about. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so that you can grow your savings. With Rocket Money, I have full control over my subscriptions and a clear view of my expenses, so I know how to spend my money in the places where I'm actually using those services and cancel the ones that I'm not. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's features. Stop wasting money on things that you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/guilty. That's rocketmoney.com/guilty. rocketmoney.com/guilty. One of my favorite scenes, I love the motley crew of mythical creatures who are watching Shrek's house and then later come to his rescue.
Yeah.
They're watching the "That's not mine" scene on TV. They see that Shrek and Donkey and Puss have been arrested.
Like
and,
a Cops parody.
Yeah, so you have the three blind mice and Pinocchio. Piglet and Gingerbread Man. They all break them out.
Is it Three Little Pigs?
Yeah. I just said Piglet.
Oh, okay.
Like
Cool,
piglets, don't forget those.
Piglets, little German piggy.
Yeah.
Little German piggy.
Yes, bacon.
Yeah. The gingerbread man is like the secret ingredient of this movie.
Yeah.
He rips so hard.
Oh my god.
And like him making a giant gingerbread man.
Mongo, was that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like the
That makes me laugh so hard.
Oh my fucking
Just a
God.
dumb giant baby with a low voice.
Yeah. And then like him, getting like he get his arms broken off and all
He
that.
sinks in the moat.
And then he's just like, be good. Oh God.
It feels like it hit on so many movie tropes.
That's what I'm like was trying to get at the beginning, where it's just like it hits so many different levels of tropes.
Yeah.
And then also like fairy tales as a genre.
Yes.
And it just keeps on dialing in and being like, all of these things that you loved and are beloved, or all of these characters that are beloved, you're gonna laugh at it. You're gonna laugh with us. We're gonna get extremely accurate also with what we're talking about. It's great. I don't know.
A good example of that is the fairy godmother character, who we must talk about her fierceness.
Oh yeah.
So many people dress as her.
Incredible. Maybe one of the greatest villains in movie history.
Yeah.
And she's acting like a mafia member. So when you're watching the scene of the fairy godmother who's like outwardly facing this way, but then behind closed doors in her flying carriage, you're like, oh, she runs this bitch. And she's got all of her little fucking players and she's got them under her thumbs and that he owes her favors. And you're like, oh, this woman is terrifying with a great bust.
Yeah. Is she a gay icon?
Oh, not only absolutely, but like I've seen porns where someone's dressed. Sorry, Rainie just whipped her neck so fast. Yep. And I had no idea what that character was based off of. And now I know.
Yeah, there you go. You got it.
Busty girlies love to dress up as her.
Yeah, she's fucking
bad.
She's a dom.
Yeah.
She
is a dom.
She's just so menacing, but then also so nice. And really what cements her as one of the all-time movie villains is, of course, her musical number.
Yeah.
Go on.
I Need a Hero.
Yeah.
Holding out for a hero. And then that set to intercut with Shrek riding the stallion into town, with Mongo trying to break down them, infiltrating the castle. It's just such an exciting, iconic scene. I mean, I cannot hear that song without thinking about Shrek.
You have talked about this song out in our lives multiple times.
Have I?
And you just
times.
You never like put two and two together?
I think I'd heard it, obviously, from Shrek.
Yeah, it's a great song.
Yeah, but like I've heard you talk about that moment specifically a lot in this soundtrack.
And it's the ultimate like crescendo of a movie. Or
yes. A fight scene too.
Yeah.
And it's also so well paced because you have first Mongo trying to break in, and then you have the gingerbread man stuff. Then you have Puss in Boots saying, "You go on," and like then he fights all the guards. Like it is the emotional climax of the movie where all the characters are working together, and like you love to see a team come together, but then you also see this villain strutting her stuff, and it's set to a great song, and the song is on the nose. It's I Need a Hero, and Shrek is finally rising to the challenge. It's oh man, I'm getting goosebumps. I couldn't believe
how long he spent as hot Shrek.
Half
the movie.
Yeah,
a treat.
He's there.
Yeah.
But there's also like that with the villain thing where you don't see the villainess that is nice on the outside and then mean behind closed doors. Like that, I think that part is just so fun, and it's such an underrated theme to use or I don't know.
Because you really don't see that much. Like,
no.
Now you just see villains that you love to hate.
Right. Or just like, oh, this villain is like kind of nice, but they will kill you and all of that. And like you have the Javier Bardem, No Country for Old Men, where it's just like, oh, he's quiet, but he's very cold, and he's a serial killer. But like with her, because it also goes back to the fairy tale thing. It plays on that, the only time you've ever seen her doing anything, she's being the sweetest person alive. And then what if that person was kind of a dick behind closed doors? What if she was holding over the fact that you are the frog from The Princess and the Frog? And if you turn back into a frog, that one of the best.
Great. I was shocked.
And it's funny knowing it. It is littered with foreshadowing the entire movie. The bedroom that they're in is decorated with lily pads. Like it was funny watching it again. I'm like, man, how did I not see this coming?
I remember when he walks into the bar and the other frog goes like, "Have I seen you before?" And he's like, "Oh no, I'm not the king." We get the bearded lady, which is also a gay icon.
Of course.
Nice.
That's another moment I laughed.
I want to give a shout out just to the voice acting across the board.
Yes.
Because we've talked about how modern movies, animated movies, now need to have big actors just to get financing in order to advertise. But this one has big stars that are great voice actors. We've obviously, in the first one, we talked about Eddie Murphy and Mike Myers, who are as good at voice acting as you get. Cameron Diaz is excellent. Jennifer Saunders as the fairy godmother. And I'm going to give a big shout out to Rupert Everett as Prince Charming, who is
annoying.
So funny and terrible.
Yeah.
But mommy, I want to marry the princess.
Yeah,
and when he's
it's giving Gilderoy Lockhart.
When he's pretending to be Shrek and he goes, Fiona, it's me, Shrek. It's so good.
Oh my God.
You know what my one guilt was that I couldn't get over?
There's no guilt.
No, it's a story thing.
No, there's no
one
story
guilt, Garrick.
What is it?
No Smash Mouth.
No Smash Mouth.
There it is.
That
you
is
stole it right. No.
Fucking Canadian gods.
So literally, this king puts a motherfucking hit on Shrek.
Yeah.
A hit.
Yeah.
To get him killed by Puss in Boots.
Yes.
Yeah. And we're just supposed to forget that?
Yes.
Like when you be like, my father-in-law tried to fucking murk me.
Yes, but he sacrifices himself at the end. Yeah. And
turns back into a
that
frog.
If someone sacrifices themselves, that's kind of a get out of jail card free. It's the Undoey Ray.
Yep.
Okay.
Undoes he all the baddies.
I just feel like my favorite scene in this whole movie was the dinner scene, the first time the parents meet,
they
Shrek
are
and Fiona.
ripping into food so aggressively.
Oh my God. But just like the lines.
I get hungry thinking about it.
Yes.
I love it.
And Donkey outshines everyone in that scene. It says the fucking funniest line. Now I've just been out of nowhere going, Donkey!
So I can't believe that the way that this would have been your personality as a teenager.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I had enough going on.
Yeah. It was Shrek 2, Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh yeah.
And Anchorman.
Oh yeah.
We're like those movies that like just changed my vocabulary.
Brothers. Wedding Crashers was mine.
Yeah.
That was a big one.
The Hangover was another big one.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Shrek 2. But then like when this movie like entered the zeitgeist of just comedies, period. It's not even a straight up, oh my God, this is the best animated sequel of all time.
This
is one of the best sequels of all time. And it is one of the best comedies of all time.
Yeah, it's really impressive. It's rare that an animated movie is just respected as a great comedy. It's a great point.
Yeah. Just straightforward. Like people who write comedy or like teach comedy classes are probably showing the structure of this movie. And also like the jokes per page in general.
Oh my God,
Jesus
it was
fucking
so
Christ.
fast.
There's so many jokes.
There's
good. So many jokes.
Every line,
and then there's just like shit in the background that you will miss. Like even like the lily pad thing that's just foreshadowing. But there's just so many small fun bits, like them at the drive-thru.
Oh, ordering
And
a
it's
burrito.
just like, ordering a burrito, ordering a long thing. Where's my toy? He gets a full fucking axe.
Yeah.
Yeah, dog.
It must have been so fun to punch up and write.
Yeah.
When we covered the first Shrek, I argued that Shrek changed movies forever.
Yes.
And actually changed movies for the worse. And what I mean by that, and Kelsey at first was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't remember
But my
this.
point was that it ushered in the era of postmodern comedy, specifically within animation.
Yeah.
And Shrek was the first movie that we had seen that made fun of Disney. Made fun of fairy tales.
Yes,
And
yes.
instead of being a Disney movie, it was making fun of Disneyland, making fun of the tropes of all of these.
Right.
And then thereafter, for the next 20 years,
Poking fun.
postmodern comedy has become the norm.
It's just referential.
Everything has become referential. Shrek 2, I think, is maybe the peak of the mountain of when it was the funniest. They took what I think is arguably a cleaner plot in Shrek 1, but they said, we can make this funnier. They made an outrageously funny, referential, postmodern movie, a meta movie, if you will.
Yeah.
It didn't work with Shrek 3, certainly didn't work with Shrek 4.
Because you can only beat that drum so many times.
And so the movies for the last 20 years have been living in this post-Shrek world. Yeah. The comedy has been, we're going to be meta. We're self-aware of the tropes. We are going to be making fun of the form, and we're not going to be doing that earnest thing because Shrek blew the doors off of that. So now we get to a point where they're getting ready to make Shrek 5. And I wonder, what do you do?
Yeah. What are you going to do?
What comes next?
Do we know where did we leave off? Refresh my memory.
It's a great point. Well, Shrek 3D and then Shrek Forever After. I know he has kids in one of them. I don't think I've seen them.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen them either.
Whoa.
I think I saw Shrek 3D once, and it was at a theme park. And so it was the one of the showings where like the seats moved and all that shit.
They have that at Universal.
Yeah, okay. It might have been Universal.
I mean, Puss in Boots 2, The Last Wish, tells me that they still got juice.
They do.
Yeah.
Right? Because that dug into other fairy tales. Instead of being referential to movies, it said, I'm going to go down into fairy tales. And it dug up things that we hadn't seen before that made me laugh.
Yeah.
Whereas I think like when I look at Shrek 1, like the best jokes that they have are making fun of the empire of Disney. It's making fun of Disney World, and it's making fun of Disney movies, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I know this is an open question. I'm really fascinated to see what they do.
Well, if he has kids, are you fearful that they're like teenagers?
Yeah. That's what I was gonna
It's going to be like a coming of age father-son moment.
Yeah.
I'm looking up the synopsis for Shrek 4. We got to know where it ended to know where. Do we need to watch all of them now? Is that what's about to happen?
But do people want that? Isn't it decidedly that 3 and 4 are like boo-boo?
Okay, well, Shrek 3D. Oh.
What?
Why is Shrek Forever After is coming up? The poster is Shrek. Oh, it's Shrek the Final Chapter 3D. And the catchphrase is, it ain't ogre till it's ogre.
Wow.
Directed by Mike Mitchell.
That's the 5th one coming out?
No, the 4th one.
The 4th one? Oh.
Wow, how about that?
Who's Mike Mitchell?
He directed Mitchell's vs. the Machines.
Oh.
Or am I wrong? No, he didn't. He directed Kung Fu Panda 4 and a little movie called Trolls.
Nice.
Oh, you should know.
And Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo.
Oh.
Long settled into married life and fully domesticated, Shrek begins to long for the days when he felt like a real ogre.
Oh my God, we're getting divorced?
I bet you he like makes a wish to be young again, and then it like undoes his whole family life.
Do we think it's going to coincide at all with
Puss in Boots?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it does. That was the ending. That was the tag for Puss in Boots 2.
Bro, I'm so out of Shrek lore. I need to brush up on my shit. I've been watching too much Love Island.
I'm sorry,
USA.
that's the tagline for the 5th one?
No, that's the 4th one. That already happened.
I keep on
Do we
asking.
even know?
No, of course we don't know.
They didn't give us anything.
No, man, we ain't got nothing.
Nothing at all. But what happened? What's the synopsis for Shrek 4, where he wishes to be an ogre again? How does that wrap up? I would like to know.
Okay, I'm reading As the sun rises, Shrek begins to fade from existence. But Fiona, having fallen in love with him, kisses him just before. This is mega spoilers for Shrek 4.
Yeah.
Okay?
Huge spoilers.
Seeing that she is still an ogre in the sunlight, Fiona realizes that her curse was broken, but she has assumed, quote, love's true form. The alternate reality disintegrates. See, there was an alternate reality. Okay, blah, blah, blah.
So it was giving the Christmas movie, The Beautiful Life or whatever it's called.
It's a Wonderful Life.
There it is.
Life?
We got there eventually.
Yeah, we
That's
did.
why we need each other.
Okay, Shrek embraces his friends and family with a newfound appreciation for him. There you go.
Well, I mean, we're talking about Shrek 4, which is one that we hadn't seen, and we're just trying to just put things 2 and 2 together to try to like pitch on Shrek 5. Maybe they just don't know what they want to write yet.
You don't think it's like written?
Okay, it's been 10 years at least.
Holy shit. So his kid's got to be grown.
I'm going to go ahead and say, start the movie, send the kids to college.
Send a kiss.
Get them out of there, empty nesters.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shrek and Fiona
Trying to
Yeah.
relight the flame.
out on an adventure.
Yeah.
What are they going to do?
That is crazy. I would like to see them as an older
Let's
couple.
just write it right now, right here.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's
Let's
write,
like everyone throw in a
figure out what
word.
Shrek 5. Or should we keep talking about
Midlife
Shrek 2?
crisis.
Midlife crisis. I mean, that's Shrek 4.
Oh,
That's him
fuck.
going back
What
and being
happens
like,
after a midlife crisis? Are we getting like elder ogre
what I don't want is the handoff of like
to the
the
kid?
kid and being like, it's about them now. It's
And
like, I don't
forever
know.
we will have sequels of this kid's
Yeah.
life.
No,
Yeah.
ain't no one want that. And Mike
I
Myers
don't
ain't going. The whole point of doing an animated franchise is that you can do it forever.
Yeah.
So we're not going to see old Shrek.
Mike Myers
No.
will never stop being Shrek.
No.
What if it's a fucking prequel?
No, it can't be.
Nah.
Because the
Why?
end of Puss in Boots 2 is him going to go see them, and then the announcement for Shrek 5 came out.
Do you know nothing about lore?
No,
Come
I'm saying what if
on.
it's before 4? What if it's before?
Nah.
I'm sorry, a
Like
prequel?
Shrek as a teenager.
I think that's a good idea.
Thank you, Rainie. I feel like
that's a
Rainie's
really
the
good
only
idea.
person on my side today.
I
Whatever
understand.
happened to yes hand?
You're right. I get what you mean.
Yes, and that's a shitty idea.
I think it might be like a Puss in Boots thing where he comes in and asking for help with something or blah 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 blah. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm worried because I saw Kung Fu Panda 4.
Yeah,
And it was good. I saw
Also
it on the
directed by
airplane.
Mike Mitchell.
What?
fantastic.
Also directed by Mike Mitchell.
Yeah, so here's like I'm trying to think of direction specifically because the dialogue was horrible, but the plot structure was pretty good. But it was like it tanked. So I'm worried Shrek 5.
It tanked.
Yeah, people did not like it.
Oh, but I mean the reviews tanked, but it did well.
Really?
Yeah,
Can we talk more about Donkey?
Please.
Donkey
Yeah.
becoming a stallion?
yeah.
I am so happy for him in that moment.
Yeah.
He's so fucking like I genuinely
sexy.
can't think of a character that makes me laugh as hard as him.
Oh my
like
God.
every line consistently.
We also need to talk about how Eddie Murphy is so good at
So good.
animated side characters.
Yes.
Because Donkey and Mushu have made me laugh harder than
Yes.
most modern comedies in
Yes.
general. In the morning,
I'm making waffles.
sure that's the first one, but even
God.
still, yeah. He rips. He's so good. He's so perfect. He's
Their
just good.
friendship
He's
really shows through in this
Yeah.
one too, you know?
right.
Like when because this is where Puss in Boots tries to come between them.
Uh-huh.
We see Donkey get jealous. And that is also one of my favorite scenes is like watching him have emotions for
Yeah.
Shrek. That's like, ooh, this guy's going to come and try and take my
Yeah.
best friend. Da, da, da. And then going to the factory, the Wish Factory or whatever it's called. So that plays into Puss in Boots? Wishes?
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta rewatch that shit.
Yeah.
But going to the factory and like seeing how it was made and seeing her have this like big production, it was like a commentary on capitalism. Like it made me laugh really hard and
Yeah,
like
it's really good.
seeing
Seeing the potion
Yeah.
have like an industrial smokestack at the top
Yeah.
is very funny.
yeah.
We're talking about Donkey, and I want to ask if I'm remembering this correctly, because I did take a massive edible for this film.
You gotta.
Did you?
Of course, the Donkey in the beginning of the movie, they're like, "Why? Where's Dragon?" And he's like, "Oh, she's being all moody lately, so I'm here with you."
Yeah.
And like he's having marital troubles.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh well, of course. By the end of it, then it's gonna be revealed that it's because
She's
she's pregnant, and they never go back to that.
But doesn't she have babies in the third one?
No, she has babies, but it's just crazy and so rude of Donkey.
First of all,
Go be with your pregnant wife. What the fuck is wrong
agree
with you?
entirely.
Go
I'm
be
like,
with your pregnant
Donkey,
wife.
You left your fucking wife alone?
Yeah, that's
to go on an
insane.
adventure and get sexy. Talk about a midlife crisis,
Oh
bro.
my
Yeah.
God.
But I'm watching this and I'm like, oh, it's gonna be like this thing, and at the end, then Donkey's gonna have little donkey dragon babies. Unresolved.
wait a minute, because they take the potion and it's supposed to take true love's form.
Right, which means that
Dragon.
must also become something, or Shrek is Donkey's true love.
Whoa.
wow.
I think there's a version that they I don't know why they wrote off, but Donkey was somewhere, took the potion and was a Pegasus.
Huh?
But I feel like they just kind of wrote that part out and didn't address it.
No, he wasn't
Oh.
a Pegasus. He was a stallion.
No,
you're
Donkey.
saying-
No, he like maybe the original was supposed to be a
Or
Pegasus.
sorry, Dragon. Dragon became a Pegasus.
What?
Yeah.
So you're saying there's like a whole deleted
Yeah.
plot
Shut
line?
up.
It's crazy though to have this line of dialogue where Donkey leaves his wife,
For a whole movie.
and
Yeah.
then at the end
I
they
think-
don't come back together.
Yeah, where is Dragon at
I-
the end?
When does the babies come in?
I think
We
it's the
all
next
remember
movie.
the
It's
babies.
the next
Maybe?
movie. I
Or
remember
wait,
the-
we
I
remember the
babies.
I
Donkey
remember.
babies.
Is this like a Berenstein Bears thing where we
Yeah.
all? I have in my mind
A half
little
dragon,
flying
yeah.
donkey dragon babies.
No,
Yeah.
and I remember him being like, remember I thought she was all moody? It's because we were having babies or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
I swear.
Donkey,
I might be making that up.
dragon.
See, I don't know how I saw the third without seeing the
Babies.
second.
Was it in the end of the first one? Did they have babies?
Oh.
Okay, this is Polygon. Dragon is largely absent from the events of Shrek 2, which Donkey attributes to her being weirdly moody. But at the end, she makes an appearance. Wait, what?
What?
And surprise, the reason she was moody is because she was actually pregnant. The film ends with Donkey becoming a father to 6 hybrid donkey dragon children known as Dronkies.
Dronkies?
This is what I remember. We watched the movie. It must be, okay, you know what I think happened?
Huh.
I think it's like a post-credit thing because they screened the movie and then immediately stopped
Did
the credits
fireworks.
to do fireworks.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, it might be a post-credit thing or like a mid-credit. I feel like they had a whole storyline
Yeah.
of this in the background,
There was just too
and then
much.
it was too many things, and they had
Yeah.
to cut. They had to cut
You
a
had
story.
the dad, you had Prince Charming,
Yeah.
you had the gingerbread. It was
Yeah.
all Puss in Boots. There's so many characters.
Yeah, and
Okay, so wait then. Sorry, yeah, fuck you, Donkey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
I'm
missed
sorry.
your whole pregnancy.
Your wife is pregnant with 6 sextuplets.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
6 babies? Yeah, is she a little moody?
Yeah.
Get
And
in
what
there and give her
happened
a
to
fucking
those
dragonfoot rub.
Babies when she turned into a Pegasus. That couldn't have been comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, no wonder they're little monstrosities.
Yeah.
You were
I guess the only thing
drinking
is
poison
I guess
potion.
the only thing is that he's dating or he's married to a dragon. He doesn't know if she's pregnant or not. He's just like, oh, we had an argument and now I'm stepping out for a second.
Oh.
That's the only like.
Yeah,
lie.
no, he
That's-
didn't know.
Yeah, he didn't know.
But
that
he
she's pregnant.
left her for an argument for a long time. If someone left me for that long, I'd be like, are we broken up?
Are we broken
Yeah.
up?
With
Yeah.
no communication? You
That's
can't even
fair.
shoot me a text?
Yeah.
Weird. So Donkey has sextuplets. Shrek and Fiona in Forever After have triplets.
I remember that.
You remember? What do you mean you remember that? You haven't
And
seen
in
it.
the third
I
one,
think it's a. I
You
think it's.
do
a,
not tell me you've seen
I
Shrek
think
3.
I've seen the third one.
Do not tell me
Oh my
that
god! You skipped.
that you skipped Shrek
Bro,
2.
I'm not gonna lie. When I saw that fairy godmother, I went, "Who the fuck is this bitch?"
Oh wow.
It was one of those months where I was like, "I've seen her, but I don't know where I've seen her before. I had never met her." So what the fuck happened to the third one?
I don't know.
No one knows what happened
Yeah, I
to
don't
Shrek
remember.
3?
I don't remember. I just
We're
remember that.
terrible
I
movie
think
critics.
that this is like they have a bunch of kids because they have litters. You know, every
Yeah.
animal has litters, and so it's just like I'm just gonna have multiple kids.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
a wizard. Oh my god! Did I say his name was Harold? King Harold?
Yes,
I
I-
said Howard.
Oh, yeah.
I really thought I guessed that.
That would have been cool if you did.
There's
So-
something
yeah.
about a wizard in Shrek 3
Yeah.
that I remember.
It is. I am understanding how tough it is to do a good movie because it's just like, all right, it's perfect. Next, you know, that
Make another more perfect one.
Make another perfect one. I do love thinking about what the fifth one would be.
So for the second one, what's the theme? Like, what do you learn from it? What's the big picture?
Don't try to change yourself.
Change for no bitch.
Change for nobody. The person that you fell in love with likes you for you, not
For what you look like.
Not for what you look like, not for what their parents say you should look like.
Or what you have, right? Like
Yeah.
Fiona has the whole world at her fingertips, and Shrek doesn't care about her money.
Yeah.
But there is also a nice
Well,
thing of like do things for your partner, but don't like take that the wrong way. Because like in
Yeah.
the beginning, he's not willing to compromise at all.
Yeah.
And then he goes too far in compromising. So I guess the message is compromise a little bit.
Change a little.
Communicate with your partner.
Botox goes a long way.
Yeah.
That's the message of Shrek.
That's what I heard.
Yeah. Also, yeah, he's just hot. He gets hot. I knew he was a hot ogre this whole time.
I also love Shrek. There's a lot of Shrek making out in the beginning of this movie, and I liked it.
Yeah.
That's true. I remember that part where she throws the mermaid back, little Ariel, back into the water.
That was cool.
Ariel's a hoe.
That was cool.
The fuck out of here.
I like that she like flung her that far.
Yeah.
I was like, hell yeah,
She's
strong
a
as hell.
busty one piece.
What was the fairy godmother trying to do? Like, what was her motive as a villain?
She was trying to get Prince Charming, her son, to be wed.
So she had given Fiona's dad one wish, which was to go from a frog into a human
Yeah.
as the king.
Also mirroring the story.
But
with
in
Shrek.
order to have that, he had to promise fairy godmother that he would
You get
give
that thing,
her
yeah.
him his daughter, the princess, so that her son could become prince, eventually king.
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah.
it was a backdoor deal that what King Howard just thought he
Ain't
was gonna
that-
fucking get away with.
Ain't that just Harold being a fucking Harold over there? You don't want your daughter to date someone who's like you.
Yeah.
I said it, Harold.
Oh, you're right.
It is also, there's that, I don't want my daughter dating
End up with a
men,
man like me.
like a man like me, because I was out there in those fucking streets.
And
I
I
don't want
changed into a respectable man.
Yeah, but I know that these little boys they can't be
That's
respectable.
how men should be existing out in the world is, would you want your daughter to come home with a boy like
to
you?
Yeah.
With a
And I would
boy
say
like
to
you.
both of you, if my daughter brought home boys like you, I'd be very pleased.
Wow.
Oh, thank you so much.
I'd be like, these fucking dopes.
I
Get
could
in
take,
here,
I
kid.
could take them.
Yeah, I can take them. That's what it is. I can
I'll
take
take
them.
'em.
Yeah,
That's how you should live your life, men.
yeah,
All 7 of you that listen to the podcast.
yeah.
Y'all ready for some fun
Fun
facts?
facts with Zach's back.
So one of my favorite little side gags in this, they just have sight gags throughout the movie. And so
Yeah.
you're in Fiona's childhood bedroom, and there's a poster on the wall
Oh,
for
yeah.
Prince Justin. It's a little Justin Timberlake poster.
Our audience burst out laughing at that moment because of what just happened with his TI.
Right. Also,
That's
because
so good.
it's going to ruin the tour. And the
What tour?
The
The pro-
world tour.
So good.
so Justin Timberlake and Cameron Diaz, they dated.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
remember
How
that.
can we forget?
They dated during this time, and the producers swear, Scout's honor, that they did not put his poster in for that reason. They had no idea. They said they had no
Bullshit.
idea.
Oh,
Bullshit.
bitch. She got that shit approved.
Yeah.
They
Get
had
outta
just
here.
started dating
Yeah.
when they did that.
Bull.
Tim Bees was given a role in Shrek the Third.
Oh,
Wait, who
that's
was?
right.
Timberlake.
I don't know
called
why I
him,
remember this.
called him
Apparently
Tim Bees.
Definitely.
Tim
seen
Bees.
the
I'm
thing.
like,
It's a
I'm sorry,
nickname
who?
that no one's ever used before. How did you
Also,
not
what
get
they
it?
eat in Canada.
What the fuck is this fun fact? No.
What?
This is false.
What?
I'm going to read it as a quote. Quote, Shrek's human form intentionally resembles his voice actor, Mike Myers. You
That's funny.
fucking wish.
Is
You
Mike
wish.
Myers a producer on this
He
movie?
is. He is.
Well, there you go.
Mike Myers,
He was
You're
like,
right.
a little more chest muscle, a
You're right.
little more hair up top.
you wish that you looked like that.
Yeah,
He's
that's
like, is he
so-
6'2"? Make him 6'4".
Yeah.
What is this impression?
I don't know. I can't remember what Mike Myers is.
That's a good enough.
It's not great.
Yeah. That's
What is he? Is he Irish, baby?
No, he's
He's
American.
Canadian.
What?
Or Canadian.
He's
yeah.
Canadian.
I also thought he was Scottish,
I thought he was
British,
British or
something.
something.
Because you guys are thinking of fucking Austin Powers.
And this
Oh,
fucking
Shrek.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what about Wayne's World and SNL?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch SNL when he was on it really.
Well, yeah, you were young.
Yeah.
So was I.
Yeah, but he doesn't look like McClane.
Wow.
But
Wait, this motherfucker. No, that's Matt McClane. That's Zach Efron.
And by
Yeah.
Matt McClane, you mean
Hot Shrek, what?
who's
Eugene's
Matt?
partner.
Yeah. Okay. I just.
Oh,
making sure.
yeah. I assume if they listen to this podcast,
Okay.
they know who the fuck I'm talking
Yeah.
about. Eugene's
think
boyfriend.
No, I didn't. I don't know Matt's last. I didn't know Matt's last name.
He was like, "Let me look this up." I was like, "He's searching for Matt McClane."
I'm looking for Matt McClane. I was just like, the baseball player?
No, Hot Shrek looks so much like Eugene's partner, Matt.
It's
It is
crazy.
unbelievable to me. Host
Yeah.
of You Can Sit With Us, Matt.
Yeah.
That's how I
Yeah.
should
Yeah,
introduce him.
I feel bad. Why I didn't know his last name. I know his name.
Yeah, why
Now you
should
know.
Why would I know his last name?
It is ridiculous to me how much they look alike.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
The eyes. It's in the sweet eyes.
It is in the eyes.
And the beefy body.
yeah.
Mike
Yeah.
Myers, you look nothing.
No, he wishes.
Put some respect on the name because this is the first sequel to be nominated for Best Animated Feature.
There it is.
Wow. Have
Probably
there been
the-
more since?
It's probably
Puss
the
in
first
Boots.
sequel that could have been nominated for Best
Yeah.
Animated Feature,
Okay.
seeing as Shrek was the first movie to win Best
Yeah.
Animated Feature.
Okay, fair
Okay.
enough.
But
2001 to when? When did
I
this
don't
come
know,
out?
2005-ish,
Okay.
4, 5.
Yeah, I guess this is the first. Yeah, 5 years.
So in the fairy godmother's factory, you have the workers doing all the potions. I love the worker up front who they convinced to
Yes.
let them in by saying like, we're here from the union. He's like, actually, yeah, I have been mistreated.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's so good.
The details in that factory are so great. There's one bottle marketed as Viagra.
Good.
Hilarious.
Fairy tale.
Antonio Banderas, who gives one of the great all-time voice acting.
Sorry. Great. No, I have
apologize
nothing.
ever.
He was just having a bodily reaction
Yeah.
to Puss in Boots again.
Yeah.
He did the voice of Puss in Boots. He also did the Spanish and Latin American versions.
Wow.
Yeah.
So everyone in the world got to hear the great Antonio Banderas.
How kind of him. He didn't
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah, that is very nice.
I mean, he probably got
'Cause
a
that's
nice
also-
chunk of change, but still.
Yeah, not that much more.
Really?
Yeah, to do
Okay.
it's just like a closed caption like voiceover role. It's not like
So now we gotta decide. It's offensive,
Yeah.
blasphemous to even ask this question.
Yeah.
But is this movie a pleasure, a guilty pleasure, or just plain guilty?
I didn't ever get to talk about the other guilt that I had about this movie, and I don't know how you guys are going to react to this kind of bomb this late in the game. So I don't know if I even really want to open this can of worms.
I'm excited to fight.
Okay,
please.
it's late. It's like 8:00. I could have done without Fiona in this one.
Sexist.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I can't remember
Wow.
anything she did.
Miss Bechtel would like to have a chat with you.
I just like don't remember much about her jokes. She just
Yeah.
kind of seemed like a whiny teenage girl.
And her plotline was just like being annoyed with Shrek.
Yes, and it was
Okay.
just like being there waiting.
That's probably fair. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
she definitely didn't get. Shocking that a female character wasn't written with as much
Yeah.
depth.
Yeah.
I'd like to see more from her in 3, 4, 5. But anyways, this movie's a pleasure. A full P and a GP, just because I feel like what this show is about is it being like a guilty pleasure is almost like a trophy a little bit. So I'm gonna give it a little GP too.
You respect it so much.
Yeah.
It gets the 2 tiers.
Yeah, it gets double stamped.
Yeah.
It holds the fuck up.
Yeah.
That's all I'm
Yeah.
gonna say.
Yeah. It's a perfect movie. It's a perfect movie top to bottom. There's not a scene that I would get rid of. It is beautiful.
And I was afraid that it wasn't going to hold up.
Yeah.
So Kelsey invites me to see this screening, and I'm about to go away. We're doing all this travel shoots in Florida. I'm gonna be at Disney, so I'm
Yeah.
like the idea of seeing an animated movie and fireworks. I'm about to
crazy.
see animated movies and fireworks. That's all I'm gonna be doing.
Yeah.
And so the morning of, I call Kelsey
This bitch.
and I'm like, "Hey, dog, I gotta pull out. I
he
can't.
tried to cancel on me.
I haven't packed."
You know what he said? Call Garrick up.
Yeah.
Ask him to go. As if he was like, you know what? Give it to them.
Yeah.
I'm doing them a favor.
Take it to the boy.
This asshole.
I'm like, I haven't packed yet. I haven't cleaned my house. I got summer ants coming in around my sink.
Mm-hmm.
You know, them ants that come in for the
Hate it when
summer.
that shit happens.
They don't even like want food. They're just like, hey, what's in here?
I have summer flies right now.
Well, you gotta do something about that.
Ugh.
Yeah, hate summer flies.
I ain't got time for that.
Yeah.
Kelsey, I call her and I say, I don't think this is a good idea.
Yeah.
I list out all these reasons. I'm spilling my life story. And she waits for me. She goes through and she goes, nah, fuck that. It's Shrek 2. You're coming.
I said, okay, no.
and I went, okay, I hear you.
He goes, okay, let me call Maggie. Let me see what I can do.
Yeah.
Let me think about this.
And I go, but no worries, but no.
Yeah. Love that.
And let me tell you, what a dumb decision that would have been.
Yeah, what a
I was
joy.
a blast.
And it was the first time I saw it.
I can't believe.
I wish we all could have been there.
Yeah. That would have been nice.
Summer's not over, baby.
She didn't tell me though until this moment.
Well, it was July 5th, right?
Yeah, you were busy anyway.
Also, maybe like the
I don't think
best
so.
fireworks show I've ever seen.
Dog, I can't even talk about the fireworks. They were so good.
I don't think I was doing anything.
You were.
Yeah, you were busy for sure.
No, I don't think I was doing anything.
No, I'm pretty sure that I saw you were
What
doing.
if we were to my pleasures?
No. I wasn't
Now
doing
it's time for my pleasures.
Garrick, what are you watching, listening to, reading?
anything. Not Shrek 2 with my friends. No, it's okay. What am I watching and doing? Okay, I'm not watching or doing anything, but I did get a Whoop 4.0.
How are you
And
liking it?
I love this shit. If
What
you're
is a
into-
Whoop?
A Whoop is a fitness tracker that pretty much just sends your heartbeats, your skin temp, your
Everything.
everything.
Your
Pretty much.
resting heart rate,
Resting
your
heart rate, yeah.
heart variability rate.
Yeah. But I'm just trying to think of like the data points that it collects and then turns into other different things that is going on in your body. But it's a very good and cohesive package. It's a very strong fitness tracker, and it also turns your fitness into a game, which is very cool. It gamifies it on a level unheard of and unseen that I felt. I had a Apple Watch for a while, and I was like, this isn't enough. I don't really like this much. But I got the Whoop, and immediately I'm like, this is turn running into Elden Ring, and I fucking love it.
So I have a ring that tracks my shit.
Yeah, Aura rings.
Kelsey and her man convinced me to get one.
Yeah.
It similarly has turned sleep into a video game for me. I'm trying to get my score up, all that
Yeah.
stuff. They very politely told me without telling me that I wasn't buff enough for a Whoop.
Oh no!
just
We were like, whoops are for like fit people.
No!
and just on an aesthetic level that I would look kind of dork ass wearing it.
You would look like a hospital patient.
And let me tell you, Garrick, you're pulling that shit off.
Oh hell yeah!
you can't tell. It's like a thing.
It just blends into my
And
skin
what do
tone.
I mean, fit
Kelsey
people? You're
didn't say
very fit.
anything mean.
No.
But I got it.
Listen,
Yeah.
I was like, with who you are, you need like what this gives you.
This
You need
ring
to
I
make sure
fucking
your
love.
sleep and your breathing is normal.
Yeah.
You don't need to be fucking testing your macros and your fucking blood rate. Like you just need be a human good first.
Yeah, Kelsey's man told me, he's like, well, I like the Whoop because I can wear it as an armband when I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I'm out.
When I do my 6 mile run in the morning, Zach's like,
yeah,
sorry,
no,
my
okay.
ears
Yeah,
stopped.
it's just like, that doesn't
Nope,
make any sense.
nope.
6 miles.
Yeah, it's
Jesus
insane.
Christ.
That's so fucked.
What is his resting heart rate?
Dude, he goes into like level 3 for like 40 minutes or whatever the fuck.
Fuck.
It's
Zone
crazy.
3?
Yeah, zone 3.
Yeah, that's insane.
Can I do my pleasures?
Okay.
Okay, I am at, let's see, bong, bada, bong. If you're not following me on Goodreads, please follow me on Goodreads because I am fucking 23 out of my goal for this year. Reading challenge was 25 books. I'm already at 24. I have 1 book left.
Wow.
I'm already ahead. And I just fucking banged through one in like 5 days. WAPO named it one of the best books of the year released so far. It is called Beautyland by Marie Henley Bertino. And the only way I can describe it is this. A young girl named Medina is sent here from another planet to take notes on what it is to be a human being. And that's all I'm going to say. And if you like coming of age, girlhood coded, feel good, like, oh my God, rip your soul out reading, I recommend Beautyland.
Okay.
Fuck yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster at Epcot.
Yeah.
Guys,
at Epcot, not even the. Okay.
I'm just going to, first of all, go ahead and say that theme parks are great.
Yeah.
And you should go to one.
Yeah.
It's the summer. Get on a fucking roller coaster. But we just did a bunch of videos in Florida at Disney World. You're going to be seeing them over the next couple months. We did a scavenger hunt. That'll be a Christmas special. We did a bunch of Eat the Menus.
What?
It was a blast and a half. I forgot how much I love rides. I got packed in more adrenaline.
Yeah.
We made a video where Kaylin said, I want you guys to try and ride Tower of Terror 13 times in a day.
Oh my God.
And we said, bet, let's do it 14.
Was that a video or was that a TikTok?
It was a TikTok.
Oh, I thought she was. Okay.
TikTok is a video.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
TikToks are a full-time job for some people.
No, I was just confused because I
little
thought you were.
bit.
That sounds like it would take all day.
Well,
You guys got special passes.
we know a guy.
Yeah.
What was your guy's name?
But shout out to Athena and Mallory who helped
Nice.
us around.
There you go.
But the Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster at Epcot is the single best ride I've ever been on in my life.
Wow.
It is. So basically, it's sort of like a goofier Space Mountain, but what they do, first of all, there's these giant LED screens that are the size of a building that you're racing through, but that's not what makes it great. While the roller coaster goes, your seat swivels, almost like a spinning teacup, but like back forth.
Yeah.
So sometimes they'll start to circle you left, and then the roller coaster whips you right,
It's like the Harry Potter ride,
but better.
the one in Tampa.
That was not in
Orlando.
Tampa, in Orlando. That was at one point one of the best rides I had ever been on.
This beats it?
This is better.
Oh shit! I gotta
Wow.
go back to fucking Florida.
It is
then.
such a blast. It is so much. I was giggling like crazy. There's this one point where you're circling a moon and you circle it, and then as you get closer, the gravitational pull pulls you in, and then it whips you.
Oh.
And while you're doing it, of course, it's Guardians of the Galaxy, so they're playing goofy music.
Yeah.
They have one of 5 tracks. First time I rode it, September by Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Wow.
So you are on the most fun roller coaster you've ever been on, singing "Patio, say that you remember."
I love that.
Wow.
It is just so fun. I almost vomited after the 3rd time, and
Wow.
I loved it.
It'd be cool if we could go on trips like that, wouldn't it be?
We got to get this podcast up.
Yeah, we got to get these podcast numbers up. Guys, bother Zach for a live show.
Yeah.
We'll come perform at Epcot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll come perform at Epcot.
It was. I think it's appropriate though, like to end a movie that began by making fun of Disney World to come full circle and say, you know what, Disney World fucking rips.
Yeah.
I
Epcot.
forgot also because when I went to Disney World as a kid, and
Yeah.
I remember it just being like, it was weird. It was raining, and I was like, oh, it's cold and windy, and the lines take forever, and I hate it here. It's great. We had
Especially
a
when
date.
you're famous and you have
Yeah,
a
well,
tour guide.
being able to cut lines makes it a lot better,
Yeah,
let me
it
tell
does.
you.
Yeah.
But I did wait on line one day, and it wasn't that bad.
Okay.
Okay.
Went on the Tiana ride.
Yeah.
It's a blast.
Sick.
Why didn't you walk to the front of that one?
Yeah, you
We had a day where we didn't have the people.
Okay.
Oh,
So here's what I also did, which is crazy. I went to Disney without an agenda one day.
whoa.
Because we did all these videos, and we did one day in each park. But then I was like, okay, I've done it all. I have the day to kill. I don't have to film until 6 p.m.
fun.
So Maggie and I just went to Magic Kingdom, and we're like, we don't have to ride rides. I already did it all. So we went to a character brunch with Pooh and Tigger and Eeyore and
No.
Piglet, and we hung
There's
out.
so much shit to do.
And we
Yeah.
just hung out and like relaxed.
Yeah.
And then we're like, oh, let's just sit here and look at stuff.
That's why
Yeah.
people buy like passes and they'll just go like after work and walk around.
That's how Maggie likes to do Disney.
Yeah.
And I exhaust her because when I go, I'm like,
I got plans.
this is the one time I'm going for the
Yeah.
next 7 years.
Yeah.
Here's
I
the
gotta
map.
hit as many things as possible.
Yeah.
And I get off a ride, and then they go, hey, do you want to go right back on the ride? And I go, well, this is an opportunity not afforded to many people. And the answer is yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I one time went on Rock and Roller Coaster and Tower of Terror 6 times in an hour.
Oh,
Okay, I feel like you should maybe let the other people go. The other people are waiting in line still. And you're just going over and over again.
It's not like nah. He's not. He's riding
His
by
whole
himself.
body is taking up a spot.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to do it because others can't.
Yeah, you had to do it for the culture.
It is you are, and like every time that it has happened where I like, sometimes it's because of the person I'm with. Every now and then I'll go to Disney and someone will just recognize me and be like, hey, do you want a little magic? And I'll go, abso-fucking-lutely.
Yeah.
But like when you get off a roller coaster, no matter how dizzy you are, if someone says, do you want to go again immediately?
Yes.
You can't say no to that.
Yeah, there's not a theme park in the world I wouldn't say yes to, because theme parks are just busy.
They rip.
It is the ultimate privilege, and it is the most exciting thing, and I rocked my body.
Rock your body.
Yeah. This is the Shrek 2 episode still?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, we should get out of here.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
leave.
Guys, I'm Mike Corndy and all the
I'm
things.
Kelsey Darragh on all
I'm
the
Garrick
things.
Bernard on other things.
Like and subscribe and rate this podcast and do the thing. Tell all your
Patreon.
friends. And till next time.
That's not mine.